What's going on, y'all? 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 It's David David. Oh man. What's going on, y'all? It's David or David, and today I want to go over my idea of a progression guide for Kingdom of Heroes Tactics War. If you don't know what a progression guide is, it's basically a step-by-step plan created to be as efficient as possible in terms of progression for a game. It's made to give you some incredibly good direction for your next step in the game, no matter pretty much where you're at in the game. For brand new players, the very first thing that you should do or be doing is to build up your Nat 5 unit that you get from the picker and make progress in story mode. If you don't know who to use for your Nat 5 picker on, then they give you in the beginning. I made a quick video on who you should pick. The scenarios are the first thing that you should do because you get an immense amount of free goodies to help you promote and level things up, as well as plenty of gems and free summons. Certain levels later in the scenario will also unlock different modes in the game that you'll want to progress in later, such as the Tower of Arrogance and the Altar Realm. Consider this like step 1.5, but while you're progressing, there are multiple things that you should be doing every single day, pretty much no matter where you're at in the game. Join a guild as early as you can because Guild Raid is a weekly event that gives you some crazy good rewards like skill ups and summon scrolls. Make sure you are doing your arena runs as often as you can because no matter if you win or lose, it'll still count as an arena fight towards achievements. And last but not least, please make sure that you're doing your path guide quests. Path guide quests are these quests under the achievement section that give you some insanely good rewards for progressing along in the game. Do as many of these as you can, and once you hit a wall, then you'll know it's time to progress more in the story mode. Step 2 in the progression guide is actually the biggest and most important step in the whole guide. It's making a team for Fafnir, which is a rune dungeon where you'll be finding your biggest and best runes from. Fafnir drops vampire runes, life runes, charge runes, havoc runes, and swift runes. All runes that you'll need for just about every single unit in this game. This isn't an in-depth guide for Fafnir because I will save that for a later video, but if you watched my Nat 5 picker guide and you picked Ingway, then you'll have an incredibly easy time with this step because Ingway is a unit that can actually solo the hardest level of Fafnir, Fafnir 11, for you in your first couple of days of playing, which will progress your account amazingly fast. If you didn't pick Ingway and you don't want to reroll, or if you're looking for other members to slot in alongside Ingway, ToAh and Charlotte, two units that you can get from combination summoning, are astonishingly helpful for Fafnir because they have elements advantage over the boss on the hardest level, and they both have a skill that can transfer debuffs that the boss applies to you back to him. I've progressed pretty far in this game so far, and I still actually use Ingway and ToAh on my Fafnir 11 team, and it's a pretty decently timed run. One tip that I'd actually like to throw in right now that goes for just about every step in my progression guide is to make sure you're always building teams rather than units. Now, what I mean by that is if you're ever asking yourself like who to 6-star next or someone else who to 6-star next, you should already kind of have a good idea because you need to take a step back and think about what do I need the 6-star unit for and why do I need them for my team. One of the worst things that you can possibly do in this game is putting resources into a cool new Nat 5 that you summoned or like any other unit that you just summoned, but you won't be needing them for a long time in the game because they don't actually help you progress or get you over the wall that you've hit. Also remember that steps 1 and 2 are steps that while you're progressing, you're going to have to come back to time and time again because they're going to help push you over some of the walls that you're going to hit in later steps. Now on to the third step, the Tower of Arrogance, which really does live up to its name. The Tower of Arrogance, or ToAh for short, is the game mode that resets every month where you can climb higher on the tower stage by stage, getting rewards as you go. After you clear a decent amount of story mode and get some good runes from Fafnir, I recommend that you climb as high as you can on this until you hit a wall and then go back to steps 1 and 2. Ideally, you want to repeat steps 1 and 2 until you can clear all of ToAh because getting rewards like light and dark scrolls and skill ups every month is going to help you progress even quicker. I have a ToAh sheet that I regularly update that gives you a quick rundown on the ToAh bosses as well as some very informative guide videos for said bosses and the event that you get stuck on a particular boss. ToAh brings a fun challenge to the game and actually requires you to think to a certain degree, forcing you not to be able to just like sit there and click the auto battle button. Now once you're able to finish story mode and you finish step 1 and you're able to clear ToAh with 100 every single month and you're finished with step 3, the next step in my progression guide branches out just a little bit because depending on what units you have at this point in your progression, you can pick and choose what you want to push next. The first option is to add in the sealed armory rune dungeon to your farming tasks. While you should pretty much always be farming Fafnir no matter where you're at in the game, when you're this step in the progression guide, you can start building a sealed armory team to farm for some of the runes that you can get here. Earthquake runes and Revenge runes are some of the most important runes that you can get from here, and they'll help you progress in other areas such as Arena and ToAh. Farming Agalos is no easy task, however, because he is not nearly as tame as Fafnir is, and he has multiple nukes that will decimate your team quite easily if you're not far in progression. Hence why he is towards the end of my progression guide. Another option for step 4 is to start making your way into ToAh hard. The rewards here are much more enticing than your normal ToAh rewards, but with that comes much harder floors in the tower. I almost wanted to put this as a step after the Sealed Armory, but it's considered another branch next to the Sealed Armory because some of you at this point in your progression might not have the units to put together a Sealed Armory team like Esperanza or Freed, but you do have units that will help you carry you in ToAh hard such as Amon or Thea. And the last branch of my step 4 is the Altar Realm boss raids. These are daily raids that you get 3 tickets each day to enter, and the bosses come with different strategies and enemy types to give you another game mode to team build for. The Altar Realm rewards are fabulous, however, giving you some usable runes, crafting materials, and even amplifying gems that boost your rune stats to help you progress in the other branches of step 4. Altar Realm is also the only current place that drops destruction runes, so once you make it to this point in the game and you need some good destruction runes, you know where to find them. The final step in my progression guide, where the 3 branches of step 4 come back together, is competitive PvP. Now up until this point you should have been doing your daily guild raids and guild wars and using your arena tickets when you can just to get the easy rewards, but once you hit this step in progression, it's time to get serious. This step is pretty much what every player is aiming for, and it's pretty much the whole reason you play games like this one. To be the best. Pushing for arena and holding a top spot is where the progression guide comes to an end, but honestly the steps in this guide never really come to an end. You should always be farming Fafnir and Armory for better runes, you should always be doing ToAh and ToAh every single month and every single reset, and you should always be doing World Boss every single day. Even if you are the rank 1 arena player, the progression doesn't stop there. You have to hold that spot, because even if you let up just a little bit, you'll be left behind. And that, my friends, is the end of my progression guide. I know a lot of you have been asking for something like this, so I hope that it helps even a little bit. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because it helps support my channel a huge amount. Like, I super appreciate and love every single one of you that does so. If you have any further questions about the progression guide, please make sure to stop by my Discord and either DM me or just ask me in one of the channels, or you can stop by my Twitch when I'm live streaming at twitch.tv/Dov, because I love helping everyone out with ToAh. That's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all for watching till the end, and I will check you all in the next one. See ya!